It's some serious, heavy stuff going on right now. The church is at a crossroad. The church is in the dark right now. Not Christ Church, but the church of today that we know as church is at a crossroad, is in the dark. So much stuff coming out of the church, so much wickedness, so much darkness, so much deceit. So much witchcraft, so much lying is coming out. It's coming out of the church now. I mean, not coming out, but being preached out into the world. Dark, wicked, and witchcraft. Everything that shouldn't be. This gospel of inclusion is very heavy. The spotlight is being put on it now for a particular reason, but it is what it is. And we just can't sit by. This is a great opportunity for the truth tellers to step up and try to grab some people back from a lot of this foolishness. First Corinthians chapter 14, verse 33. For God is not the author of confusion, but of peace, as in all churches of the saints. As in all churches of the saints. It doesn't matter what your denomination is or not. If you're a church of Christ and supposed to be sent on Christ, everybody supposed to be speaking the very same thing. Supposed to be preaching the very same gospel of Jesus Christ. For God is not the author of confusion, but of peace, as in all churches of the saints. Now, Paul was talking to the Corinthians about all the confusion and everything. They were going on just out of whack. But it still goes along with the true gospel. Chapter 15, verse 2, but which also ye are saved, if you keep in memory what I preached unto you, unless ye have believed in vain. For I delivered unto you first of all that which I also received, how that Christ died for our sins according to the scriptures, and that he was buried, and that he rose again the third day according to the scriptures. According to the scriptures. According to the scriptures. Let's go to Galatians 1:8. But though we or an angel from heaven preach any other gospel unto you than that which we have preached unto you, let him be accursed. According to the scriptures. That's how we have to operate, according to the scriptures. Your college degrees and all your plaques on the wall and everything behind your name, doctors and all that, that doesn't give you the okay or the authority to preach anything other than what the scriptures say. If you're supposed to be a man of God, a called preacher, you're a called preacher first. Then you can go to school and get your doctorate degree and everything. You want to further your education, nothing wrong with that. But it's seen over and over again down through the years. We see how the people, the well-educated preachers, how they love to go off to college and then they come back and they want to push their own doctrine. They want to twist the Bible. Certainly now they have a more deeper understanding than everybody else do. Want to use the wisdom of man, which the Bible clearly speaks against. Paul was speaking against this too. Want to use the wisdom of man, not to override the scriptures. In many different places in the Bible, Apostle Paul was talking about the gospel of Jesus Christ. Everybody is not included. T.D. Jakes had the same views that T.D. Jakes shared them same views that Carlton Pearson and a lot of other preachers share. The gospel of inclusion. T.D. Jakes is on record in the last recent years talking about that. T.D. Jakes said, "It's many ways to get to God." That's the gospel of inclusion. Y'all remember that interview? Why, certainly. Jenna did it. Why, certainly. They dare not to tell people that's living an alternative lifestyle that they are wrong. According to the Bible, they are not saved. Especially those who go out and call themselves getting married to the same sex. A lot of them are comfortable. Anybody that's comfortable living in sin, you're not saved. It don't matter what your mouth say. If you're comfortable living in your sin and you go to church and you will tell people you saved and people see you living differently and you comfortable living differently than what the Bible say, you're not saved. You can go to church. You can be number one bitch warmer. You can be the usher. You can be the preacher. That don't mean you saved. We don't need help. People don't need help going to hell. They need help avoiding hell. When you have preachers who are preaching false doctrine, they ain't doing nothing but helping people go to hell. And the heathens are mad, want the people to be quiet. No, leave them alone. Leave them alone. No, it's not about Carlton Pearson. It just front page. It just is hot right now just because of his situation. But the message is it is way deeper than Carlton Pearson, because he influenced a lot of preachers. When he's officially dead and gone, we still have to deal with the T.D. Jakeses. We still have to deal with the Tim Rogers. We still have to deal with the Dewey Smith, Dewey Smiths, all of them. They feel a lot of them preachers won't come out and say it, but a lot of them have the same belief that Carlton Pearson had. Anything goes. Anything goes. You can go to heaven just like you are. A lot of them won't come out. Well, a lot of them won't come out and say there's no hell. T.D. Jakes ain't never said there's no hell, but he tell everybody they can go to heaven, they can get to God. There's many ways to get to God. Now, somebody might well say, well, y'all taking that out of context. Now, T.D. Jakes done had plenty of time to clean that up. He feel like that, like was in his family, homosexuality. He feel like you can live an open and gay life and still die and go to heaven. See, that's another thing. Preachers have become compromised. Bishops, pastors in church have become compromised because of family members, because of friends. Carlton Pearson kind of made it plain. Well, I got tired of sending people here, friends and people. No, no matter what, you preach the Bible. They show you they compromise. The Bible, you can't change your doctrine, God's doctrine, to fit people. You can't change the Bible to please people. A lot of you preachers need to step down. T.D. Jakes and his daughter and them, they have them saying that's who they fan base are. Alternative lifestyle people. People that believe in anything goes. You notice T.D. Jakes don't talk about sin? His daughter don't talk about sin? It's always about you. God want to give you this. God, you did it. It's always about you. Sarah Jakes with her sweet, cunning voice, man, she's the con artist in the church. She's tell y'all them sad stories. She pulled the women in them soft men in with them sad stories and them people, and people ain't got people out there. Well, we don't know if God was a man. The scriptures say he is a man, but we don't know. That's what they say. Awful. God awful was being preached now. Hardly nobody wants to stand up for the truth, not in the church. They'll do a whole lot of hooping and hollering, ear pulling or whatnot, shouting in the mic, but listen to their messages. No conviction, no meat. The church is full of people who are struggling in sin. They need to hear messages. Not that they want to hear messages. that's going to convict them, but they need to hear messages. We need to hear messages. That's the only thing going to stoke our conscience to want to do right. Church done became a place, a haven, well, a safe haven for sinners, sin, Christian sins. Oh, that's all right. That's okay. God still love you. People don't need to hear that. You know what? Preachers should know what the people need to hear, not what they want to hear. Get them what they need to hear. Paul said, let them be accursed. Everybody call themselves a bishop and a preacher. They're going to be preaching in the pulpit tomorrow that have them same type of beliefs that Carlton Pearson have all across the country. According to the scriptures, they are a curse. Your pastor may be preaching under a curse, bound for hell. And y'all are going with them, no doubt. If y'all sit under that stuff, any preacher, pastor, that y'all know is not preaching the truth of the Bible, y'all going where they going. Y'all going to hell along with them. Cause we not living back in the old days where everybody didn't have access to the truth and everybody couldn't read enough to understand. Those who knew better had avenue. God gonna bring all that into account. You knew better. You went to church. You got a Bible. All you got to do is sit down and read. Paul told the church, follow me as I follow Christ. Follow me as I follow Christ. Y'all better be trying to find out if your preacher giving you the truth or not. And y'all been sitting on these preachers long enough. Jakes, all the well-known preachers in this country. Y'all done heard them preach enough. It don't take about it don't take nothing but a few months out of a year, even if you fresh to a church. It don't take too long to figure out what type of leader you have. How he preach. It don't take long. Some are hung up on money. You can figure out very quickly what type of preacher you dealing with. All you got to do is be engaged and know some Bible. There's no excuse for nobody to be going to church now and not know the truth. You just going to church like tradition, like it is in the South, just going to church because it's tradition and stuff, you're going to hell too. Because you're a dead saint. You just going along with the program. That ain't good enough. You dedicated to the church, not to God. Because if you going along with the program, you don't speak the truth, you're not affected in the world. You ain't about to give nobody the truth in the world. Somebody ask you about God, what you think about this and that. You ain't finna tell the people the truth. Well, I'm one of them hard line person. I'm a hard line person. I'm not a blurred line person. Somebody ask me something about something, I'm gonna tell you the truth. It don't matter how it affect me. I don't change my opinion or my own stuff depending on me. Somebody you ask me, is this wrong or that wrong? I'm gonna give you a yes or no answer. Not no well, just because they try to point it, well, they doing it, so no, that's not how it go over here. Ask me something. I don't care if it's something that I've got fault in. I'm gonna tell you the truth. Yeah, it might be wrong. This is very common with people, church folk, traditional church people, especially down here where I'm from, the country and stuff like that. These church folk, they ain't about nothing. Ask them, they can go. Church gonna be packed with them tomorrow. Soon they get out of church tomorrow, ask them something about the Bible and compare and see what kind of answer you gonna get. Well, I don't know. Like Joel Osteen, well, the Bible tells us not to judge. And I'll just ask you if this wrong or right. Asking church people questions almost like pulling teeth, try to pull teeth or something. You got to go around the world. Tell you the truth, my wife like that. I ask her something. We be having conversations sometimes. I ask her something for an answer. She want them too. She ain't, she like, well, I'm asking you a question, not what they think or what they. I'm asking you what you think about this. I don't like talking to people like that. You ask them a question about something direct, they'll go all the way around the world to give you an answer. I'm just asking you, what's your opinion? Is it wrong or is it right? That's all I want to know. What you think? Geez, your preacher wrong. Caught the prison wrong. It don't matter he on his sick bed. And like I say, he ain't trying to repent. That man is gone. He set in it. He dead set on it. He dead set on it. And a lot of people seem to think that ain't cancer that he got. He might be terminal, but a lot of people saying it ain't it. It's not that. Some people say he got the package. And being that how it is in the church with leaders and preachers, undercover people and stuff like that, homosexual pastors and preachers, can't put it past. The church have a history of doing that, passing off disease. Preachers in the church living double lives. Some women are married to men that they know, like men and women. I don't care how long you've been married. Some women been married to men, stay married to a man for a lifetime, knowing they like men and women. Some men got that same problem with their wife. But it's bad when you have pastors. That's why the Bible gives requirements to be a bishop. Everybody can jump up and be a bishop now in church. They don't nobody go to 1 Timothy chapter 3 or Titus 2. Nobody don't look at them requirements. It's almost like who you know and you got enough money to buy your pastorship, buy your position in church, fine. People like you, okay, good. Come on in. That's why we got a lot of this floating around now. Look at his resume. Oh, he went to this college. Oh, he went here so long. He went and tell the truth, a lot of them people got this stuff made up. Y'all don't know. Churches people not gonna examine that stuff. They just come and get, and they sound good. They never con artists. The way con artists work in this country, in the world, they gonna give you everything to make it look good up front, and they fall for it. Then less than a year later, everybody in the church indoctrinated. Or the church is empty. And always gonna be a few people gonna have some sense and get up out of there. But a lot of them gonna be taken in by a nice smile, a handsome man. Ooh. You know how many single pastors become pastors in church, preachers become pastors in church, and then they run through the church with women. That's why you got to be careful. I don't care how many members you got in the church. People are always going to be vulnerable. You put a nice looking man in the church, a pastor, or even just a minister, and watch how them single women gonna start going at them, going out. Even a lot of men gonna start chasing out. It's bad. That's why the truth has got to be preached in church. Got to stand on it's the preacher's job to stand on the Bible all the way around. That's why the requirements, the apostles gave the requirements to be a bishop. The people are fragile. That's what Paul was telling or giving to the elders. That's why Paul was giving out. The people are fragile. Women are leaving their husbands for a cunning pastor, preacher. Looking at all the stories. Preachers are being shot, double-crossing the deacons in church, sleeping with the deacon wife and his daughter. These folks don't care about nobody nowadays. The Bible said there's going to come a time people going to fall away from the truth. Come love of themselves. But let them be a curse